record to the cloud. I hope the recording is started. Yeah, it started. Recording is started. So these configurations will be available for you. You can also do the similar lab after the training. So on F00, I have given an IP address. I brought the interface up. Actually, I'm running OSPF as a routing protocol. Let me do that. IP OSPF 1 area 0. Interface F01/1. No shut. IP space address 192.168.15.1 as per the diagram 255.255.255.0. So I'm actually configuring this interface. IP OSPF 1 area 0 and write to memory. So this is what the basic configuration I meant. The basic configuration. So let me go to R1 and paste it. Okay, one more thing, host name. Host name is, I'll call it as SSL Gateway, SSL_GW. Paste it. So the basic configurations are done. So what I'll do is now I'll try to ping from the VPN client to the gateway. So VPN client, this base mission is the VPN client mission. So I'm going to ping R1, which is our gateway. Ping 192.168.15.1. Wonderful, it's pinging. So now because you're able to ping, you can also do what? SSL. You can also do SSL from the same computer. But right now, if you try doing SSL, nothing will come. This is old session. I'm going to close this and try doing, you won't get the session. The reason is we don't have VPN now. Say I'm trying to do VPN now, https://190.15.1. Nothing is going to come because we really don't have SSL configured. It's timed out. It didn't come. It won't come. It's trying. Nothing comes. Right. Let's configure the step 1. Step 1 was I need to copy the AnyConnect package from the flash to the flash. Let me show you. You see, I already have AnyConnect package downloaded. AnyConnect-win-4.2.01022.k9.package. By using TFTP, I'm going to copy. So let me start the TFTP server. TFTP. Okay, TFTP is started. See on the directory, I have the AnyConnect package. AnyConnect, this package you need to download from Cisco site. All right, I already have it, so I'm going to copy it to my router. How to copy this? The command is very simple. You might have done many times, copying from TFTP to your disk 0. So I'll say copy from TFTP to disk 0, : sorry, not double colon. No problem. It didn't take. So the host name from where I need to copy from my base mission. My base mission is 192.168.192.160.1.1. Sorry, 1.1. What is the source file name? Let me copy the file name. The file name is this. Sorry. So the file name I copied. I'm going to paste it here. This is the source file name. And what is the destination file name? I'm just putting the destination file name. Right, it is trying to go, okay. I think it has started. Let me show you on the TFTP. See, it is trying to copy. Yeah, it's copying. I can see the bytes sent and received. So right now, the copying of file is going on. So how many percentage so far? Okay, only 0%. So far it has completed 1%. This will take a while. So those who want to take break, I think, better you go for break and come. Check this, once it reaches 100%, we'll start again. Is it okay?
It's okay.
But it will take a while.
Yes, that's why. It'll take some time. I want you to refresh yourself, take break, keep watching. Once it reaches 100, please sit in your places. We'll continue.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi everyone, are you there? Shall we
Yes,
start?
Yes,
we are here.
just checked
Yes.
out there.
Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. Very, very happy. I thought because it was a long break, you went somewhere far away. I'm
Oh,
very happy that you are all watching. Thank you.
we are
Okay, now,
been
right. So we have copied. Now, what is next is the second step is you need to create the pool and you need to define the authentication method. Let's create the pool. So for that, we go to the global mode and say IP local pool. And then give a name. I'll say SSL pool. Easy to remember. Just any name. I'm giving SSL pool as a name. You can give any name. I'll remember this because I need to call this later. I need to call this under a different section. So I need to give a name that I'll remember. Okay, I'll also make a note so that I'll not come back again to look at it. So pool name we have given as SSL lowercase pool. All right, the pool has to be configured with the subnet which is there inside your organization. So it should be the same subnet. All right, so what I do, I go and say 192.168 to all dot. Already I have used some IP address, 4321 is already used. Let's start from 10. So from address 10 onwards, I'm giving for the pool. What is the end address? 192.168.12. Let's say we want to allow only 10 users. So I'll say 20. So only 10 IP address will be given from the pool. So only 10 people can simultaneously do the SSL VPN. Right, pool is created. Next is we are going to define the authentication method. First of all, I need to say I want to use AAA as the new model authentication. And then I say AAA authentication, AAA authentication. For what authentication? For login. If someone wants to log in, if someone wants to do SSH login, I want to authenticate them. So give a name. I'll say SSL auth. SSL auth. Okay, I'm making a note here. So for the authentication, I've given name SSL auth. So right. So this is just a name to identify this method. This is not the username or password. This is not a username or password. This is just a name and the type. So I'll say type is local. Use the local database. I don't have a AAA server to have Radius or TechX. I'm saying use a local database. So in local database, we need to put some users and passwords. So I'll say username. Let's give a simple username user1, and the secret password is pass1. Easy to remember the username and password. So this will be the username and password during the login time. User1 is the user, pass1 is the password, lowercase, pass1. All right. So we have done step 2. Step 1 is over, step 2 is over. Step 3 is configuring the Web VPN Gateway. You see this router 1 is the Web VPN server, and this interface that is connecting to the internet is the gateway. So you should know this IP address 192.168.15.1 when you configure the step 3. So I give a name for the Web VPN Gateway. I'll say SSL Gateway. All right. So it is creating an exportable key. It is generating this key. This is how the certificate is created, generating the key. So it says you need to copy the certificate, the new certificate that you generated. Wait a minute, let me make a note of that gateway name that I gave. We need to call this later. So gateway name is SSL Gateway. Now you need to, because it is asking you to save, you see it says write to memory. You can say copy and start or write to memory. I'll say do write. Okay, I'm saving the certificate. And then I need to give the IP address of the gateway, IP space address 192.168.15.1. That is what here our gateway has got, 192.168.15.1. So I gave, and the port number is 443, which will be used for SSH. So we enter the IP address and the port number for the gateway. Done. What is next? I need to configure the encryption that will be used here, a fixed encryption I told you. So I'll say SSL encryption RC4MD5. For encrypting, I'm using MD5. And then the certificate you need to copy. If you would have got the certificate from the CA authority, you can copy here. Or I'll use my own generated certificate. Do show run. I can show you the certificate there in the running configuration. See, this is the certification. This is the certificate that we generated. Self-signed certificate. So you copy this name. You copy the signature. And now that I need to paste it here. So SSL trust point is this certificate. So take the certificate from here. This is the trusted certificate. Use it. So I'm saying in service and then exit. So what we have done is we have configured the Web VPN Gateway with the certificate to use. Next is create the Web VPN context. You remember I was telling you when you open the Web VPN page, when you do the remote login, when you connect to the Web VPN server, the introduction page, the very first page will have some welcome messages. You can write the welcome message that you want here. So the command goes like this: Web VPN Context. Let's give a name like SSL context, just to identify the context. Wait, let me make a note. Context name I'm giving SSL context. All right. So the logical interface is up now. SSL VPN, which is going to work on the physical interface, is the logical interface. Login message. Login message. I'm going to give like, hey, welcome to our network. Any message you want to say, you can say. This is a login message. What is the heading message? You can also say heading message. That we will do it later. Before that, you need to give an authentication page, right? So you say AAA authentication, use a list which we created before. For authentication, the list that we gave is SSL auth. You remember, this is the name that I gave for AAA authentication. So I'm calling that, which will check the local database. So when I say AAA authentication list auth, it will go and verify this line. You see this line, AAA authentication login SSL auth local. So it will check the local username and password. If someone is giving this as the username and password, he is authenticated. If not, no. So SSL auth was the name. I'm calling that here on the login page. And then the gateway that we created. All right. So gateway I gave is, for gateway, I give SSL gateway. SSL gateway. So this is the name that I gave before. I'm calling that. So that's the gateway. The next thing is how many users you want to allow. As per the previous discussion, when we created the pool, I was telling let's allow only 10 people. So say maximum users 10. Next is the URL pages that you want to share with the authenticated user. For that, I say URL -list. Give any name. I'll call it as my SSL URL. Let me make a note. For URL, I have my SSL URL. And then the heading for the URL is welcome to the intranet. You can type anything, or you can type your company website name itself. And then what URL you need to define. When someone clicks welcome to the intranet, what URL you want to execute. So that one you say URL text, give a name. I'll say intranet. I typed intranet there. Okay, intranet, and then URL value is this one, HTTP. You can give any URL that you have in your company. HTTP / let's assume our company name is blue.com. Yeah, something like that. Right, that's it. So when someone clicks that hyperlink, it will go to this website. It will open this intranet. Now you need to have this web server already. So you are allowing someone to get into your intranet through this VPN. That's the basic idea here. Next is you need to say whom you want to permit, which subnet you want to permit. You need to write a Web VPN access list. That's the next step. You need to say whom you want to allow. So I want to say I need an ACL access list. I'll say SSL ACL. That's the access list. See, I'm inside the access list mode. And here I want to say permit anyone coming from the pool of address. The pool of address has got 192.168.12 network. This is the network he's coming from, and this is the mask. And he's also going to the same network, 192.168.12.0, 255.255.250. So that's the destination and the source you are permitting to do VPN. Next is the policy group. So under the policy group, we will call those URLs that you created. So for that, the command is policy group SSL exit. Policy group. I'll say SSL policy. Any name. Right, I'll copy this name here. So for policy, I am giving name SSL policy. Right. So I'm inside the group. Now I'm going to say use the URL list that I created above. URL list that I created above is my SSL URL. My SSL URL. You see, I'll show you. It's there on the top. My SSL URL. So that's the group policy for the group who got authenticated. For them, this is going to be listed. And then we need to enable SVC. What is SVC? SSL VPN client. So this is what you do it as a final step. we enable SVC. SVC stands for SSL VPN client. The command is very simple. Function SVC enable. Next. Sorry, I'll go back. I should not say exit. All right. When you're in the group policy, one more thing you need to say. You need to call the access. Sorry, one more thing. This one, SVC, keep the client installed. What does this command do? This command, once you downloaded the client software and installed it, after you finish VPN, that client software will still remain in your PCC. Yesterday, this morning I was testing, and it got installed in my laptop, and it is still there. Cisco AnyConnect service mobile. Actually, this got downloaded from the router to my PC when I did the connection for the first time. I was also showing you how to install it. You saw me installing it. Downloading and not downloading, the installing stuff. Initially, I was showing you when I started the demonstration. So when you say keep the client installed, then the software will remain in your laptop even after your session gets over. So that's why we need this command. Next is assign the access list that we created to the policy. What is the access list I created? I said the access list name I gave is let me check. I think SSL, okay, this one, SSL ACL. So that also we need to define here under the group. Filter tunnel, so I'm saying who can use this VPN. This we call the split tunnel. Not everyone can use this VPN, only those who match the access list. So filter tunnel, based on this access list. Whoever is permitted in the access list, they can use this tunnel. Next is I'm going to call the pool that we created, SVC address pool, and the pool that I created is SSL pool. Initially we created, that was the first thing that we did, SSL pool. No space. All right. So next is specify the clients for the rekeying method. How often this means, we need to say that tunnel, whenever the tunnel is established, the key has to be negotiated. So for that, the command is SVC rekey method is new tunnel method. So whenever a new tunnel is created, key will be generated and negotiated. Right. So next is okay. Once more, we need to define the subnet that will use the split tunnel, the SVC service. So SVC split include 192.168. I think it is our network is 12 network, 12.3. 12.3. 192.160, 12.0 network, not the 3, 0 network, 255.0. And then at last, define the default group policy. So I say default, maybe not here. Go to the context. Yes, I'm in context now. I'm saying default group policy. And then the policy name. The policy I gave is SSL policy. I created the policy sometime back, calling it. And then you start the service by typing in service and exit and save it. Finished. It might have took long time when you do CLI. This is how it happens. But SSL, it is recommended to use only GUI. CLI will always take much time. So now what we are going to do is we are going to install the AnyConnect package that we downloaded. So you remember the first thing is I was copying using TFTP server a package that has to be installed now. So I'll show you on the disk, show disk 0. You see, this is what we copied. These are all coming from my testing, which I did before the class. So just ignore this. Now, this is the only file that we copied, which gave us a long break. All right, this I need to install. So how do you install? Go to the global mode. Before that, you copy this name. Copy this and say Web VPN install SVC. And from where? From disk 0. And paste the name. Hit enter. So this is going to install the package. You will get a message saying installation successful. That brings us to the end of the configuration on SSL, and we'll test it once the installation is done. We'll test it now. This recording is anyhow available for you. You can have a look at this recording later for the steps. I know it is very complicated, too many steps. Remembering is very difficult. But if you wish to learn in CLI mode, you can always refer this video. So it says installation is successful. Now what I can do is I can test it. Go to the camera, go to the Explorer and enter 192.168.15.1. It's trying. Since it's the first time, we may need to keep trying. Okay, it has come so soon. Okay, continue with this website. This for the certification because the date is not matching. It shows this. Now on the welcome page, I need to see the messages that I gave there. Yeah, look at this. Hey, welcome to our network. And this is the title, SSL, sorry. Yeah, SSL VPN, that's the title I gave. So, hey, welcome to our network is what the message I gave. And the username is user1. Password is PASS1. And when I log in, I need to see the context that I shared. I need to see the context. I was sharing one context. I created some context, I remember. Let's see what is coming in. So this is like, you're sitting in a hotel room and you're trying this address and it is opening the page for you now. Yeah, see, intranet is the context. I said, welcome to the intranet. And I said intranet. Behind this, I have given an IP address. So it's going to a web address called blue.com. You remember blue.com, but there is no real website called blue.com. So it won't work. This is only for testing. So like blue.com, you may have an intranet. You can give that address. That will be available for the outsiders to use. This is thin client. This is connectionless SSL. Now, connection-oriented or any Connect VPN is this. You need to click on Start. It is going to install the application for you. But the good news is I have already installed it. You need not to wait for this installation to get over. Anyhow, I'm just showing you. I have also shown you before in the beginning. Come on. So you can click this download and you can install. I have already installed it, so I'm not going to do it now. So when you install, you will get like this: AnyConnect secure mobile client. Right, we got it. I think I can close this. Okay. Okay, so when you click on this tool, any client tool, you need to specify the address of the server and you say connect. This is a simulated environment. Not always it works. Sometimes you may get an error, but that's all, things are done. once it is successfully, I know this will happen. Sometime it happens. Connect anyway. Let me try giving it. No, attempt failed. But in the real world, it won't say attempt failed, and you will see the entire resource through the fixed tunnel. Right. Any question? We come to the final part. If you have question, you can ask me. I'll stop the recording. The recording will be available for you to download. Stop recording.